My dear students, welcome to our science class. Hope you all are happy, right? So, in the last Zoom class, we studied about the introduction of soil, right? So, we'll continue that, okay? So, you know that soil is an important natural resource, right? And also, plants need soil to grow, right? Microorganisms such as bacteria, fungi, microscopic algae, and protozoa, these all live in the soil. So you must have also seen many organisms living in soil, right? So have you seen any organisms? What are they? Can you say any names? You must be familiar with the earthworms, right? So, okay, there are also soil beetles, soil mites, nematodes, millipedes, centipedes, ants, and termites. These all living in the soil. Okay, so all these soil organisms break down dead remainings of plants and animals into simple substances which makes the soil fertile. Okay, so we all depend on soil to grow the crops. Okay, so now the last class we studied what is soil. Okay, what is soil? The uppermost layer of the earth's surface is called soil, right? And also you know that it is usually composed of a thin layer of sand, mud and rock particles. Okay, and you know that the soil contains minerals, and a layer of dead and decayed plant and animals remains called humus. Okay, so that we studied in the last class, right? And also we studied about the humus, then we studied about the weathering, right? So what is weathering? Weathering is the disintegration of rocks on the earth's surface caused by exposure to natural forces such as wind, water, frost, roots of plants, etc. Okay, then we studied two types of weathering. What are they? Physical weathering and chemical weathering. Okay, so what is physical weathering? In this process, the rocks are broken down to form smaller pieces, right? And also it is a mechanical process, and it does not involve any change in the characteristics of the original rock. Okay, this we studied in the physical weathering. Okay, and some natural causes affect, right? What are they? Frost, growing roots of plants, movements of animals, we studied in the physical weathering. Okay, and next we studied about chemical weathering. Okay, so what is chemical weathering? It's a process in which the existing minerals are broken down into new mineral components. Okay, in this process the chemical nature of the rock will be changed. Okay, because it changed and it created new mineral components. In physical weathering there is no changes at all, only the rocks are broken down into smaller pieces. But in chemical weathering, here the rocks are broken down into smaller pieces, as well as the minerals will be changed into a new mineral components. Okay, and also in the physical weathering there is mechanical process. In chemical weathering it is a chemical process. Understand the difference between that. And also in this weathering we studied three stages. The first stage, the rocks broken down into the large pieces of the parent rock near the surface to disintegrate into smaller ones. And the second one we studied here, it will be break down into smaller and smaller, and it add to the humus. Okay, so this makes the soil will be fertile, and because it has the rich in organic materials and minerals. Okay, it is useful for the plant growth. And the third stage we studied, here minerals and salts will be seep deeper. Okay, so seep means what? It will be enter into that. Okay, so it is also here it will be useful for the plant growth. Okay, So and like that we studied the 3 stages also in the last class. And the next one we studied about that, start to study about that, factors affecting soil formation. Okay, here we studied 3 factors. Okay, what are they? Climate, characteristics of the parent rock, and slope of land. Okay, so in this let's study first one, climate. Okay, so climate means, you know that in the last lesson we studied climate and adaptation, correct? So in the climate will be affected, the climate affect the soil formation. Okay, so the last lesson we studied about climate affect the adaptation for animals. Okay, so here in the physical weathering, climate plays an important role in loosening and breaking of rocks, right? So climatic factors like temperature, rain and wind play this role. Okay, so water also plays an important role. Okay, so in that means temperature means, you know that sometimes it may be sunny and sometimes it may be rainy and sometimes it may be cloudy. In the rain means sometimes it may be heavy rain. Okay, so it affect the soil formation. Okay, so in cold regions water in the cracks of rocks expand when it freezes. Okay, so this increases the pressure and makes the rock to crack. Okay, so the soil formation happen fast in hot moist climates and it is slow in cold dry climate. Why it is fast in hot and moist climate? Can you guess that? Because it is, when it is very hot, it will be heavy sunny, right? The same moment, if it is moist, suddenly it will be cool. Okay, so the rock will get the crack in that, so the formation will be increase. Understand? So and it is slow in cold and dry climates. So cold climate, dry climate, the formation will be very slow. Okay, so in warm and wet tropics there will be plenty of plant growth. Okay, why? The region will be very warm as well as wet, that so that, okay, so the bacterial activity is, it will be high. So due to this, soil in these areas are rich in humus. Okay, okay, so in warm and wet tropics bacterial activity will be high, and the soil also in these areas humus will be rich. Okay, so you have seen deserts, right? So there will be no plants and animals. Okay, and also it will not live in the plants and animals will not live in the deserts. So only less decaying material is available in the for the soil. Okay, so there won't be rainfall in deserts, right? So the soil formed in these regions will be coast texture. Understand that? So and in places that experience severe winter like the Arctic and Antarctic poles. Okay, so the soil will be covered with snow. Okay, so the rocks won't have the variation in climate. Okay, and the bacterial activity in these regions will be very slow. Okay, so the formation of soil will be very slow. Understand that? Okay, and these, by these factors we can know that the rate of soil formed depends on the climate of a place. Understand that? The rate of soil formed depends on the climate of a place. Okay, and the next factor is the characteristics of the parent rock. Okay, so see, you like your look like your parents, don't you? Many of your characters are similar to your parents. Okay, or it may be similar to the grandparents. Okay, so like that, similarly, the composition of the parent rock determines the kind of soil formed. Okay, for example, if the parent rock is rich in calcium, the soil formed by its weathering will also be enriched in calcium. Okay, or the parent rock has the potassium or something, any other components, the same, the weathering will be also be rich in the same content. Okay, so that is characteristics of the parent rock. Understand that? And the next factor is the slope of land. Okay, so here the physical features of the place are important for the formation of soil. Hilly regions have a thin layer of soil. Okay, so because running water and wind carries the soil down the slope. See, recently you must have heard the news about the landslide of Pettimudi in Munnar. Do you know? In Kerala, the soil was fully taken down the slope. Just like that, the water takes the soil. Understand? So during every rain, but in lesser quantity. Okay. So the climatic factors, that some factors affect the soil formation. That is climate, characteristics of the parent rock, and also the slope of land. Understand everyone? And the next topic we are going to study is soil profile. Okay? Soil is not just what you see on the surface. Okay? It stretches to several layers. Okay? Have you seen a construction site where fresh digging has taken place for laying foundation stone? You can see 4 layers, right? So when it is dug straight down vertically, okay, so these different layers of soil which are visible when a vertical section of the land is cut, okay, in land is called soil profile. Okay, so what is soil profile? Can you see the definition? A vertical section of soil from the ground surface to the parent rock that shows the different layers of soil or the horizon is called a soil profile. Okay, what is soil profile? A vertical section of soil from the ground surface to the parent rock that shows the different layers of soil or the horizon is called soil profile. Okay, so soil is made up of different layers formed during soil formation. These layers are referred to as horizons, okay, of the soil. So mainly there are 4 layers. They are A horizon or topsoil, B horizon or subsoil, C horizon that has the parent rock, and R horizon or bedrock. Okay. So first of all, let us see airy horizon. Okay, that is also known as topsoil. So this is the uppermost layer of the soil. Okay, this layer is made up of sand, silt, clay, pebbles. Okay, this layer is rich in humus because the dead organic matter is present in the soil. Okay, and also it is fertile and supports plants. Okay, so we depend on horizon A to grow crops. It is dark in color and it is soft and has a lot of pores. Okay, so it can hold water. Okay, so this layer is full of roots and many kinds of soil organisms like worms, beetles, and rodents. Okay, so worms in these layers are friends of farmers. So you know that which one is farmer's friend? Earthworm, right? So here this layer varies from place to place. Okay, it can be sandy or silty or clayey or loamy. Okay, so that is topsoil. Okay, but it is rich in humus. And the second layer is the big horizon. Okay, so it is also known as the subsoil. Okay, so compared to the topsoil, this is harder. This layer contains very little organic matter or humus. Okay, so water soluble minerals from horizon A reach and accumulate in this region. Okay, so it is the storehouse of the minerals. Understand? It is the storehouse of minerals. So other than sand, silt, this layer contains a large amount of pebbles. Okay, so and it is very compactly packed. Understand? That is the second layer of B horizon or subsoil. Okay. And the third layer is called C horizon. So this layer contains partly weathered pieces of rock. So, and also this layer contains cracks and crevices. Okay. So roots do not penetrate into this layer. It is very difficult to dig beyond this level. Understand? The C horizon has the parent rock, so that it contains cracks and crevices, so the roots cannot go enter inside. Okay, so it cannot dig the soil also. Understand? That is the third layer of C horizon. And the lowermost layer is the R horizon, or also known as the bedrock. Okay, so only parent rocks are present in this layer. The proper as we have seen, the properties of this rock determines the composition of soil. Okay, so here already we studied the lowermost layer, that is the bedrock. That means you know that only it has the rocks. Understand that? So here we studied 4 layers: A horizon or topsoil, and the B horizon or subsoil, then the third one is C horizon, or it has the parent rock, and the fourth one is R horizon or bedrock. Understand that? So in this lesson here we studied about what is soil, what is weathering, what is physical weathering, and what is chemical weathering, and the factors affecting the soil formation. 3 factors we studied: climate, characteristics of the parent rock, and the slope of land. Okay, and the last topic we studied, that is soil profile. Here we studied what is soil profile. Okay, so that is the definition, we have to mark it that. And we studied 3 layers, that is A horizon or topsoil, B horizon or subsoil, C horizon and R horizon or bedrock. Okay, and the next one is composition of soil, that we will study in the next class. Okay, thank you.